they weren't that on board with me doing hardline initially, and I've worn them down over the years. Actually, the prep for hardline went pretty downhill. Yeah, I'm just telling about my stressful breakdown situation going to a hardline lady. So couldn't get a higher van. So I actually walked. People say like, oh, you must be crazy and like take loads of risks and stuff and like really confident, but I'm actually not. That was like what made it for me. I don't want to cry. but yeah, it was just a lot.
Lou Ferguson, welcome back to the Downtime Podcast. How are you?
I'm really well. Thanks for having me back again.
Thanks for having me in Queenstown in this lovely little spot.
Yeah, welcome to my place, which I don't own, but yeah. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
It's a pretty special place. And you're back to Nukeproof for 2026. How are you feeling about that? It's a nice little full circle thing.
Yeah, I loved being on the brand initially just because it was the first ever mountain bike I ever bought. So shout out to Al McLennan from Fort William. So I bought his son's secondhand downhill bike, and me and that bike got to know each other a bit on the downhill track in some good ways and some bad ways. So that was, it's got a lot of sentimental value to me, like just from that. And then also doing my first year of racing World Cups on Nukeproof as well. It's it's hard to put into words, but yeah, I'm really happy. As soon as Joe and Ollie started mentioning that they were getting approached by different brands for 2026, I was like, I guess excited, but then also unsure of what we would be riding. And with World Cups, it makes such a big difference that you believe in the bike and the products that you have to not risk your life, but yeah, you have to put a lot of faith in the product. And so when they mentioned Nukeproof, I think I was had the biggest cheer on the team call. It was like definitely for me it made my day. I was like, oh, okay, so even they're considering Nukeproof is a good sign.
Yeah, and it's a very different Nukeproof, obviously. Like it went through some rough times with the parent company and everything that went on there. Like, how have you found it so far with the new team? There's some people that have carried across, just like different people in marketing and stuff, and then Belgian Cycling Factory behind it seems like they're super into racing.
Yeah, so Joe, when he first mentioned Nukeproof, he did say that it's it's almost brand new, I guess. A whole new different company, and it sounds like they're so passionate about racing. Like they have a cross country team and a road team, I think, and they bought over Nukeproof, and I don't know if they initially had intentions to bring back the brand or if it was just for assets, but yeah, they seem super excited about it. Like as soon as they realized like the history and it's thanks to the people who used to run it. So they're super, super nice to me it was my first privateer year when they supported, and I couldn't say anything bad about them, honestly. Like so passionate about riding, and it's nice that now I'm back on Nukeproof and there's still people in charge who are like super passionate about racing. They really want to like make it big this year.
Yeah, it's cool. How similar is the bike to what you were racing before? Is it the same?
It is, yeah, it's exactly the same. So some people actually asked me here when I got back to New Zealand, like, is that your old bike? Like, did you just put it away and then bring it back out? But it's not, it's a new bike to me, but the bike is the same. I do know Joe has been testing a new rear triangle and a couple, I think I'm allowed to say that, and some other.
Yeah, he's mentioned, I think, that he's trying some bits and working on a newer version, yeah.
Well, I'm glad, they're super on board with changing the bike, but also, like, as is, I've already raced on it, so I kind of know what I'm in for. But yeah, we might be racing on a slightly different rear triangle, but I'm not sure. The thing that I've changed from 3 years ago to now is I started putting weight on the bike.
Okay.
So I think going from like the M1 with the gearbox, I just got used to it being like very like planted and heavy. And then it's not really a downside, but this bike is a lot lighter. And so for hardline especially, I was a bit stressed about there's George.
You're good.
I wanted to make sure I had enough speed to clear the bottom jumps, and I thought like a bit of weight definitely couldn't hurt. So
have you kept it on since you've been back?
I just took it off actually. Okay. So yesterday when I saw it at the bike park, I wasn't running it, But I'm going to put it back on. So I'll do testing with and without it and just see how it feels. But yeah, to be honest, it's nice having the lighter bike for riding like in the rain and like lifting my bike up onto things. It's quite nice. But yeah, I think for racing, I'll probably put it back on.
How much weight have you been running? Do you know?
1.5 kg at the moment. So
that's a lot then.
Yeah, I started at 500 grams and then like worked my way up. And I took it, I've been taking it on and off. It's kind of like, I'm still figuring it out. So Joe loves testing and is very like particular, like he wants to know how things, feel, and it's like tried and tested. Whereas for me, a lot of the time, I'm pretty happy if the bike feels good, I'll just like carry on. Or if someone has a suggestion, I'll try it and like, it feels good. But this year I'm going to try and be very methodical and like more calculated. So my plan is, I guess a bit of a New Year's resolution. Like I really want to test and like figure things out for myself and understand things as much as possible. So I am keen to do more testing with like, the weight. Because right now we've got it strapped onto the bottom of the frame. I think there's potentially a way to put it inside the frame. I don't know if Nukeproof would be on board with that, but it could be an option.
Interesting. And you're back to RockShox as well. Like you've had a year on Öhlins and a year on EXT. How does it feel going back to the RockShox stuff?
Really good, actually. It's like, also like going home for me. I've been struggling every single year. I've seemed to be on a different suspension for the last 3 years, which is like incredible because I think it is only adding to my like experience. But it would be nice just to stay on RockShox and really get to know it, like for a couple of seasons, because it's just one less thing to have to test and like figure out for the World Cups. So I'm pretty happy to be back on. I did love EXT and they were so nice. Like every race they came to, they were like happy to help. And it was a super different suspension feel to RockShox with the upside down fork and everything. So as much as I think all of the suspension I've tried has been good, but I am really thankful just to be back on RockShox. And I also used to run RockShox when I was on Nukeproof. But RockShox has released like new suspension since then. So I've got more stuff to test.
Nice. Have you been on the new stuff yet?
I just got it before going to Tasmania.
Okay.
So which is really cool. I just managed to do half a day with telemetry on and then go to Hardline, but it was a bit, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit stressful trying to figure out new suspension and then go straight into Hardline when it's not exactly the same as a World Cup track. I wanted the bike to feel like really safe on bigger jumps, and so I wanted to slow the rebound down and make the bike a bit stiffer for bigger compressions. But then the Tasmania track is also so fast and rough that it becomes a lot more physical to ride something like that. And so it's definitely good learning, and I'm looking forward to having lots of time here in New Zealand to get ready for the first race and get lots of help.
Nice, fair play. And a big shift as well in the clothing protection side, right? You've moved over to layout, and we talk a lot about riders changing suspension, changing bike brands, and it being a big learn. How does it feel changing clothing, right? You got a different helmet, different gloves, different shoes, different pads. Like, is that something that you don't really notice, you just crack on with, or does it take some getting used to?
I think when the product's really good, it's easy to change over. But I have been on trolley for a while now, so like the biggest like concern in my head was just to make sure the helmet was safe. So I've got like a really small head, like extra small. And on trolley, I was extra small with like the biggest pads. And then also when I wore in the pads for a while, it would feel like the helmet was starting to get a bit looser. So I'd have to replace them. So I was a bit worried that we were going to change to Leah and their smaller size wouldn't be small enough. But I was pleasantly surprised. So You're
not in kids' helmets?
No, I'm glad I'm not. They've actually got, funnily enough, their helmets look bigger, I think, on the outside, but then the pads are bigger, so then they actually fits good. And one of the things that happened a couple of years ago was my first time to Tasmania, I ended up crashing in my race run twice. And I broke my helmet in one of the crashes. And since that crash, I had like the stiffest neck like for weeks, and it ended up going away, but it sometimes flares up. And so when I've wearing my full face a lot, and especially when I've got like a camera on that's heavy, or I've had a couple big weeks racing, I like my stiff neck comes back. And so I was thinking that if the helmet's a bit bigger, then maybe it'll aggravate my neck a bit more. But so far so good. Like it's actually been really good. Like for me, I think the way the helmet is, it's not that heavy, and I feel safe.
I think it's a weight thing, right? I've got the new Fox Rampage RS, and that is quite a bit lighter. Yeah. And I had issues a couple of years ago, like riding bike park a lot, similar, like got a really stiff neck. Yeah. It was just felt horrible for like days afterwards, and I don't get it anymore.
It's good. It's good to hear that like fixed it, because it's not that nice when you think your vision is so important with riding and your neck's the only thing like stopping your head bouncing around. So you really need to like focus on looking up, and it can be a bit frustrating.
Yeah, I was chatting to someone the other day, female athlete, very good, talking about doing quite a lot of work on neck strength to help for that sort of stuff, and to help for like concussion prevention and things, which was interesting. Like you see Formula One drivers doing it for the G-force, but not heard much about it in mountain biking before.
I've seen a couple of people do exercises at the gym, and you just look over and you're like, I wonder what they're up to, and they're like doing like some crazy neck thing. Yeah. I like when I first crashed, I was like, okay, I need to work on this. But then anytime I went to the gym to like try and exercise it like made it worse. Okay. But it has been getting better over time, and I've been to like physio and stuff, and I got scans on it to make sure everything was good. But I think it is underrated, like working on your neck, and like it does help with concussion. Yeah. So
when the forces, especially at an event like Hardline, where you're like landing pretty heavy fairly regularly, like it's a huge force on the neck with adding a helmet and a camera, like it's a lot.
It does. It sounds silly, but even a small camera can like make a difference, especially when it's positioned at the front, and then it's like
it's got a lever.
Pulls your head down. So I've been pleasantly surprised since I got back from Hardline. My neck's been pretty good. But before I got back to New Zealand, I actually went to South Africa because my partner's from Cape Town. Yeah. And so when we changed over to Liat, they're actually from Cape Town.
Yeah, nice.
So I managed to go, I teed up like to go see them, and they showed me how they test their helmets.
Ah, cool.
So they dropped them from a really high height. Like it was actually like scary, because we went into the lab and like it sounds like an explosion. It's like so loud when it hits. And they have different heights for different sports. Yeah. So they do motocross and mountain bikes. And it was kind of terrifying, but in a good way. I was like, okay, my head's pretty safe.
You're going to be all right.
Yeah. And I crashed at Tassie as well, and full like face into the ground. Like I went pretty deep on that log jump after the cliff drop. Yeah. Like my first hit, I wasn't the only one to do it. Everyone, as soon as I like got up, a couple of the guys were like, yeah, we just ripped our pants on that as well, like from going so deep. And I was like really happy to be okay, because all the force just went straight to my helmet.
Through the chin guard kind of thing.
Yeah, I got a small cut on my chin, which is gone, and I cut my neck as well. So that's like just how much I just face planted. And I checked the helmet and it was good, and my head felt good. So
that is a result.
I noticed something really interesting the other day riding a fast rocky track, the kind of trail that would normally leave my hands buzzing by the bottom. I just fitted the Loam carbon bar from P&W Components, and it was one of those moments where you really noticed the difference. The trail buzz was noticeably reduced, but the steering still felt really direct. P&W use high-grade pre-preg carbon and have tuned the layup to balance vertical compliance with steering stiffness, along with a bar sweep designed for the geometry of modern bikes. The result is a bar that takes the edge off rough trails and makes long days on the bike more comfortable. It's tested to the highest independent standards, meaning it's good for downhill and e-bike use, and paired with a lifetime warranty, it's hardly surprising that it's rapidly become P&W's best-selling product. It's available in 31.8 or 35mm clamp sizes with 25, 38 or 50mm rise, and you can check it out over at pnwcomponents.com, with direct UK shipping now available at pnwcomponents.co.uk.
And I want to talk a bit about Queenstown. Like you've chosen it as your second home, or your home away from home, or your new home, whichever you consider it. And I've had the lucky experience of spending a few days riding here, and I completely get it. Like, what a place this is. I rode with a good friend from home. His kids, I've never ridden with. They were too young when they left the UK, and we rode the bike park yesterday, and they're 11 and 13, and they were sending. Like, I've not seen kids ride like that, and you can totally see why. Like, this place is incredible for developing riding talent.
I completely agree. Like, the bike club here is really, really like supportive of everyone, all ages, and they put on so many events each year, and there's loads of trails to ride thanks to like people like Tom Hay, like really giving back to the community. And I feel like I talk about it way too much. Like, it's almost like a running joke in the team. Like, Ollie's like, oh yeah, Queenstown, you love Queenstown. And I think we spoke about it before in the podcast, but I genuinely just love this place. So yeah, it's just the right combination of like-minded people. It feels like it's such a mountain bikers town, but then also it's just a nice place to live. And New Zealand has like the most incredible like scenery, and yeah, the only downside is I have to like give a good point of view, like good and bad. It's so far away from racing. So it impresses me every year when you see like Kiwis and Australians like making the effort to get overseas and race.
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
a long way from the vast majority. Well, no, from all the races.
From, yeah, almost every race,
Yeah.
and yeah, the rest of the world. So yeah, I've got so much respect for them, and you can see like all the effort and that they put in is like, it pays off. Quite often, I think a lot of the junior Kiwis like end up crashing their first season because I think it takes so much to get over to Europe to race, and then it all comes down to like, well, a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Like in race runs, and that's a lot of pressure to take. But you can see that like the talent that comes out of here, because yeah, if they can work through that like initial struggle, then yeah, they're pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, and just the ability to progress both like jump trails, technical trails, all of that. Like, you've got everything from, I don't know, Vertigo, Blue, Cruisy jump track to Dream and
Yeah.
Mini Dream, some of the biggest jumps on the planet. Like, it's a perfect place for riders. I'm surprised we don't see more like races. I mean, it's becoming more, I think. Like, there's a lot of people in town at the moment, but
Yeah,
it's nuts for progression.
I think it's not ever been a secret, but yeah, I think it's so far to get to. I think a lot of racers do just go south of Spain or wherever, or America for training in the off season. But yeah, since I've got here, my first season I worked up the gondola, and I remember lifting people's bikes, and I used to like do that all day, and we'd dig and then like lift, and like Rachel Atherton coming through and Marine Cabarrou and stuff, and Casey Brown, and I was too nervous to really speak to them or like ask them if they wanted to do a lap. But like, it's really nice to get into racing now and realize that, like, you know, if I'd asked them to go for a lap, they probably would have. Like, everyone's so lovely in the industry, but yeah, they knew what was up, I think, coming here to do some off-season training. But it's really easy to do too much here. Like, if you live here full time, it's the most amazing place. It's like Never Land, but it's so hard to say no. There's like events on all the time. There's so much to do and ride, and you really have to like pick your rest days and actually follow them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's a good problem to have.
For sure. And you've got Skyline Gondola straight out of town, like 2 minutes from where we are sat now. Like,
Yeah.
I was chatting to Tom, and they'd done 7 laps after school with the kids, like,
Yeah.
and it runs till 7 o'clock. Like, you can literally, like you say, smash endless laps if you want, I think. Well, as Ronan's been proving this winter.
He's something else. He's like, when we were on Nukeproof together, Ronan's like work ethic, really became apparent to me. Like, and even when we were doing that first season together, like, he already knew he was going to win a World Cup. He was there to win, and it just took a couple of years, and then it's incredible to see like that progression. And yeah, the amount of self-belief he has is insane.
Putting in the graft, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got Coronet Peak as well, just down the road. We had a little day out down there.
Yeah.
That's a good spot. Are you an ambassador for those guys?
I am, yeah, which is controversial because I used to work for Skyline, and now I'm an ambassador for Coronet. But they're just really keen to progress the riding tracks there. So yeah, and they're so on board with events. Like, all the people that work there are really like friendly and welcoming. And the dirt after some rain up Coronet is like nowhere else in the world. It's like, it's super impressive. So yeah, I love Coronet. I love Skyline. I love all of them.
Yeah.
No, Coronet's really cool. They've got the Coronet downhill track. It's almost like a bobsleigh track, you're just like locked in. It's got these crazy big corners and it's so fast, and yeah, it's really good training for World Cups, really, I think. And they've also got Road Rock. You rode that the other day?
Yeah, that was really good.
The scenery when you come around, like you're traversing in the hill and then you come out onto the ridgeline.
Yeah.
That's mind blowing.
You have to stop on that track to appreciate. Like, it's
Yeah.
very easy to just be locked in and ripping around these incredible corners, which are better than I've ridden anywhere on the planet, I think. Like, you just don't have to brake.
No, yeah, that's one of the things that blew my mind with Queenstown. Like, the corners are actually banked in all the way through. Like, you can get really lazy with your cornering because you're just like, oh yeah, it's going to support me. And you just go. But they should probably build a viewing platform like on that bit. Yeah,
to make people stop and appreciate, because it's too easy to just ride past the view. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, sunset there is unreal. But what you were saying about your friends' kids is like, I think, because I was like working here for a couple of years before I like joined the team, there's such a good work-life balance. Like, I would work until like 5 and then I can ride for 2 more hours. So like, I think that's quite nice, especially because it's summer here. Like, it's light until 10. So yeah, you can graft, you can get up. Well, I was getting up in the morning to go to the gym before work, then working all day, and then I could ride after work, and you can still do so much like here. And that's why it's quite nice. There's always people outside. I think we get enough vitamin D, so that helps.
Definitely. Yeah, if anyone's considering it like for a season or they're looking to progress their riding, I don't think there's anywhere else I've been yet that quite offers what this does. There's a few that come close, but yeah, that balance is pretty impressive. We can't chat and not talk about Hardline. You definitely set the mountain bike world and, beyond alight in 2025 with your Hardline Wales effort. But that was a multi-year mission for you, right? Like, it's taken a few years to build and to get to that point. Talk us through that a little bit. Yeah,
I'm super proud of Wales last year. Like, it was something I wanted to do since 2022. I think it was 2022 I got the invite. No, 2023.
23, I think.
2023, yeah. And then 2024 and then 2025. Yeah. Yeah. And I, like, to be honest, when Tanny first invited me, we spoke about it, and I didn't think I was ready. And I wasn't ready to do like a full run. But it did push me so much. And I think that's like, whether like you finish a run at Hardline, I think it teaches you a lot, because it's really stressful. And you have to do that thing, like if it's at the gym, like your body needs to be stressed to like adapt and then progress. And it's just at Hardline, it's quite a fine balance between like stressing it enough to become better, or stressing it too much and to get injured.
Yeah.
But either way, like I feel like I learn a lot about myself at Hardline, because you just need so much self-belief to like really to feel confident like on the tracks like that.
Yeah, so. And you came off like the weekend before taking national champs at like your original home track, I guess. Was that a big part of Hardline this year for you, do you think? Do you think you came in with more confidence maybe?
I didn't expect to be British champ, to be honest. Like because it's not really my home track anymore. So when I went there, I just had an open mind. And also the British girls are incredibly good. So it's never a given, like, racing back in the UK, the level of talent is so high. So yeah, I think it did help, because I was so buzzing. I had a good run, but I was like, felt like I had more. And then I ended up coming away with the British jersey, which was, amazing. Bit of a bucket list goal. So yeah, I got the sleeve, and then but as soon as that finished, actually the prep for Hardline went pretty downhill. So
oh yeah, you had a nightmare, didn't you?
Yeah, my van broke down, which was the second time last year that it broke down, but it only decided to break down going to events. So yeah, so me and Casey, my mechanic, and then Duran, my partner, we got up at 6 a.m. to drive down to Wales. And just like heading out of Scotland, the gearbox broke. So yeah, we was getting progressively less and less gears that we could use, but we had to try and figure out like to get some signal. So where it went, there wasn't any. So we actually turned around and tried to get back to Fort William, and we just got into town when we had to stop because we only had first gear, and we were driving on this road that's 60. and blind corners because it's Scotland. And I was like, I just want us all to be safe, but then we need to figure this out because Hardline starts essentially that night. Like we had the welcome dinner and we would like get all our information, and then it was track walk the next morning. So it added a bit of spice.
Was it a hire car job then in the end? Like how did you get down there?
So initially I was like, right, okay, we just need to get this to the garage and then I'll start thinking about a hire car. But all the garages I phoned, the van was too big or they were booked up for weeks. So they were like, we just can't. And also gearbox is a big job.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but a lot of garages actually outsource it. So they send the gearbox away, then get it back. So and then Fort William isn't the biggest place. So there wasn't a lot of options. So I was like phoning people, and some people on the phone were real nice and other people were like, nah, like talk to us like in 2 months or whatever. So then I was like, okay, we're just going to have to abandon the van. So I then started phoning my breakdown cover of like I'm meant to get a hire car, is this possible? And they were like, yep, we can get you a hire car, but the closest place that they could get it was like Glasgow, which is 2.5 hours drive. So I was like, okay, well I just can't do that. Yeah. So then there's 2 hire car companies in Fort William. So I went on their website and one of them said they had a van. So I was like, sweet, like we'll get this van. And before I booked, I was like, I better just double check because it says like this or similar. And I was like, if they change it to something that's not similar, which is it's happened to me before, we're not going to fit like my bike, like 3 people's kits, all their spares and everything into like a small car. So we ended up, so I phoned them and they were like, yeah, we don't have a van. So they were going to give me a car. So then I was like,
hello.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. Hello.
This is Lady.
Come on, Lady.
Sit down. She's the star of the show.
That's it.
Oh.
There we go.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got a lady in the podcast.
Yeah. It's my favourite flatmate.
She's a good one.
She's chill. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, lady. No licking.
Yeah. She just wants attention all the time. So if I pet her, she'll chill.
She'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, I'm just telling about my stressful breakdown situation going to a hardline lady. Couldn't get a hire van. So I actually walked. I just walked to one of the hire places that was closest, and I just like spoke to them, and like the times were ticking on as well because we'd waited for a couple of garages to open because it was so early in the morning. So this was about midday. So I managed to walk to like this hire car company and I was like, do you have anything? And they were like, oh, we've got lots of cars, like this and this, tiny cars, like Corsas. I was like, there's no way we can fit all our stuff in. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. So then they're like, oh, well, we do have this one truck, which hasn't been cleaned or anything, but like you could potentially take it, but we just have that. We don't have any vans left. But it was going to be like, I think it was £1,200. And my plan was to go, so I had this master plan, I've been pretty organized since joining the team with Millie. She's like got a calendar, she's got a schedule. She's always in the pits like, okay, now we need to go do this and this. And it's just like, she's really helped me be more organized. So my plan was British Champs, Hardline. Then I was dropping Casey off in London to get a flight. And then I was driving to Spain for European Champs. So that was like, the break in the middle of the season wasn't really a break. It was going to be pretty busy. Yeah. But I was so excited about all of it. And then with the hire car situation, I was like, and not being able to fix the van, I was like, well, whatever happens with Hardline, I'm going to have to drive back or figure out a way to get back to the van and fix it. So instantly I was like, maybe European Champs isn't going to be on this year. But yeah, so I walked back to the van, discussed it with Casey and Duran, and there was a lot of tears involved. I just felt really upset. The plan's changing and not feeling like, I was like, well, whatever happens now, we're going to be pretty late to Hardline. But those 2 are super calm. And it's really nice having people around, like when you're having a bit of a meltdown, who are just so chill. So yeah, so I managed to pull myself together and then walk back to the hire car place, and I was like, I'll take the truck. Like we're going to do this. Like I'm going to Hardline. Yeah. Like, and even if we get there tomorrow or whenever, like we missed track walk, it is what it is. So yeah, we managed to get there. I think it early hours in the morning. So yeah, we managed to do that. And I think it's like a 6 or 7 hour drive as well. So yeah, we just took turns driving, got there. And so before Hardline even started, I was feeling like, not adrenaline, but I felt a bit like, is it cortisol? Like I felt like
100% the stress side of it.
Yeah, a little bit spent, but maybe that's what I needed, because then I was like just so happy to be at Hardline, like to be there. And and in the past, I'd showed up and I hadn't managed to get through everything, but from the first practice session, I just had I'm just happy to be here. Like, let's just get it. And I managed to work through everything.
You think the stress and the challenge of getting there just changed your focus a little bit? Like you were more determined maybe because it had been so hard to make it to it?
Yeah, I think it put things in perspective, and I was just, definitely determined. I think that's what Duran said, like from the first practice session. He said, you just seemed like you were just focused. Like instead of stressing on the features and stuff, driving to Hardline, it was more just like, just got to get there. And then, and then once I was there, I was just happy. I was happy because even though the first session we had at Hardline, we went up to the on-off section, and unfortunately before I even started riding, Cade had crashed, so they just blocked it off, and they're like, okay, like make sure he's okay. And we got told like he's okay, he's sore, but it's gonna be all right. But they ended that session, so I hadn't been on my bike, I hadn't rode any feature, there was no warm-up, and then they wanted us to start from just after the 90s. So the first feature was a road gap.
Which you hadn't done at that point, or you?
Nah,
no,
never.
that was your first time doing it, yeah.
Never done it. And also it was like one of the features that kept me up at night, like the year before from Hardline. I wanted to do it. So I was like, well, this is kind of going to set the tone for the rest of the week. Like, and I did think about it of like, should I wait and like do a bit more of a warm up? And then I just thought, like in the past in Tasmania the year before, I ran out of time, and I was like, well, I've done the container drop in Tasmania, and then that's like not as gnarly, but I was like, at least I had a bit of a reference for hitting something similar. Yeah. So I felt like Tasmania prepared me for Wales a bit more. And the wind was good, and I couldn't think of a reason not to. I was like,
find a good excuse.
I want to not do it in a way, but but then managed to. And I think one of the biggest turning points last year for getting like a full run was Harry, like Malloy. He helped us so much. Just having like a calm person like Duran and Casey, when things are a bit stressful, he just was like completely chill and like could explain how to hit every feature, and was like, and also to watch him hit the feature as well. He's like such an incredible human, and I think him and Vero are a great team. So when I was on Nukeproof, Harry and Vero were together, like they're married, but seeing them work through things together. So I think Harry understands how like a woman might approach something a little bit differently, and like he's also and then Vero's so determined in like how she races and super competitive, and the two of them just make such a great team.
Nice. So once you've decided that you're going to try and get this road gap done, like what's going through your head? How do you approach making that a reality? I could feel my heart rate rising. Like as soon as, when you're standing on the side and watching someone else do something, it's a lot easier to be like, like if I wanted to do that, I could do it. But when you're actually like on your bike, like about to drop in, and you know what you want to achieve, and it's intimidating, there's like that unknown of what's going to happen. It's a lot more stressful. But it got easier, I think, throughout the week, going through that process of like feel my heart rate get faster and like think about what's about to happen. And then pushing past that fear, I think it got easier because I put it into practice of like, okay, this is what I need to do, and trusting Harry or Duran or whoever I was with, or watching other people and just trusting what they say or what they did, and then trying to repeat that. Yeah, definitely. It's like kind of became a bit more like a muscle. I guess every time you do that and the result is success, you start to believe more and more in that process and your ability. That it must help. It definitely helps.
And the biggest one for me was the Renegade. I think I'm quite a visual learner, so when I watch people do stuff, I'm like, okay, I can see how that works. Like, it is how it looks in my head, and then I can visualize it, and I think like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. But the Renegade, the first year I went there, I saw Jess get injured on it. And so whenever I think of that feature, I always think like, she did it perfectly. Like, I remember watching and we all cheered. We were like, yes, like Jess has just aced this. And then opened the door for the rest of us. And after she landed, she was like, oh, like she made a bit of a noise, and then she actually ended up shattering her heel. And so it didn't really, like, ever since then, I was like, that feature she did really well, and then the result wasn't what I expected. So I think she just got super unlucky. But yeah, that whole week when we started taking things off and I got into a really good routine of like, okay, I'm intimidated, I'm scared. And then like watching other people doing it, and then trusting Harry, and Harry's like, yeah. And then going for it, it got easier until we got to the Renegade. And then I was just really, really intimidated.
I was going to ask, you ever think about the consequence of it going wrong? And it sounds like maybe in that instance, that was present in your mind.
Yeah, I think usually my process for hitting a new feature is like try and calm myself down. So take some deep breaths and then visualize me doing the feature well. And if I can't do those two things, then I just try and move on to something else, or change the environment or do something to help, but generally don't hit the thing. But for the Renegade, all I could picture was Jess. And I was like, even, and watching the guys do it was really great. I was like, wow, like, again, like they did really good. Like, did they break, and chatting to them and their approach. But they're slightly different. Like, I think when it comes to watching a female, I can resonate so much more. And yeah, my only experience of seeing a female do it was Jess, and she's such a good rider. She makes everything look easy. Like, on a side note, when she came to Tassie this year, it made me so happy. Just as, because she opened the door for the rest of us. Like
100%. Yeah.
Her and Tanny have done so much. And yeah, it was good to see her come back after a couple injuries and just like face it head on. And she had such a great approach all week, and like a really good attitude of like, similar of like doing, like pushing past like the fear on a lot of features, but then also understanding that sometimes she's like, I'll come back to this tomorrow.
Yeah, today's not the day. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like resonates with me a lot more, because I can't like just switch my brain off all the time.
I think everyone from the outside thinks you guys are completely nuts, but having been at a couple of hardlines now, like the process and the work you do before you hit something to know that you're pretty confident that this is going to go okay.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not taking huge risks.
Yeah, I get that all the time. Like, people are like, you're nuts, like you're crazy and stuff. But I actually feel like I'm pretty risk averse. But I do love that feeling of pushing past fear. And it comes to a point where you have to just have commitment. But in general, I try and do everything I can to be as like safe as possible and work through everything. And I think that's why it's taken me years to complete hardline. But it just goes to show how hard it is. Like, the men can make things look so easy, but there's different challenges when it comes to hardline. There's like the racing aspect of it, but there's also the first hits, like hitting each feature and then managing the whole week with wind, and you have to be like quite calculated and like when you work through everything.
How did you get this Renegade done then? Because you've got this image of, even if I do it perfect, there's a chance that my heel's going to blow up. Like, how do you park that and get into the right headspace?
Cami hit it first.
Okay.
So she she completely changed everything for me. So like she's quite sendy. I don't know. Have you ever spoken to Cami?
No, we've not chatted. I'd like to. Yeah.
She's like, you definitely should, because she's such a badass. She's got no fear. I don't understand. Like, since the first hardline I went to, she's just sent, and even if she takes the biggest crash, she just gets straight back up and she's like, good to go again. She'll go straight. Like, there's no, like, she's one of those people that I wish I could just take a little bit of what she's got, and then at the right time you could deploy it and be like, you're unstoppable, you know? But yeah, she was like having a good look at it. I think with formation, when we did that, she had the biggest step down, and I shared part of my line with her, so I got to know her a bit then. And she's just really good at judging the speed and like her abilities in terms of like big step downs, especially when they're blind. So it was a bit of her. I thought she would be the first girl to do it. And after chatting to Harry, and she did some run-ins, and then watching her float off of it and get it like pretty much perfect was like exactly what I needed. I was like, that made my week before anything. I was like, regardless of what happens, I was like, this is good. Like it feels, I was like, okay, I'm still intimidated, but now I've seen it being done, and she did it perfectly. And so I pushed my bike up and did some run-ins, and I think it was like midweek. It wasn't the first day. I think the first day I had to look at it and it was just too much. I was like, I'll come back to it. But before I followed Harry, like Duran was with me and Harry was there, and they were just, I could see in their eyes, they believed in me more than I believed in myself. Uh-huh. So they were, I was like, do you think I've got it? And they were both like, yep, you can do this. Like, you know it, like you do this, and this. And then, and so really I just put my faith in them.
That's cool. And one of them is your partner, right? Like they're the last person that wants to see you get hurt. Yeah. So it's kind of reassuring when someone that's that close to you says, yeah, you've got this. Like, I know you can do it. Yeah.
For him, I'm like, it must be so stressful he's not in control and he can't change anything. But for him to say like, you can do it, I really believe, like, we've done a lot of riding together. So he's not like, send it. Like, you'll be sweet. Like, go for it. He's like, no, I genuinely think you can do this. So, and Harry as well, like I've known him for so long. And he's a really good judge, and he's great. He's at all the World Cups on the side of the track or on his bike, and he's a great rider. So I really believed in their belief in me. So after seeing Cammy do that and listening to them, it all came together and I managed to do it. And the first hit, I did struggle to slow down because I guess for context with the Renegade, you do a couple of drops up the top of the track and then you come around at a left-hander. So it's like this left-hand berm and it just looks like you're going off the edge of the world. There's this huge drop. It's kind of a plumb drop. There's still a good distance away, like from where you take off, but it's just so much falling. And I've never done anything that big before and like fallen so high. It was like falling off like a building, like a huge building. But as you turn the corner, it's the track just disappears. So there's no like, you can't see. So I think that's the tough thing about it, is it's really blind. So whatever speed you hit the corner, like you can brake, but if you brake too much and as you ride off, it's too late. Like you're going to come up short, and there's obviously you don't want that. But then also going too deep on it as well. So when you land this Renegade, it goes into a steep chute and it's got all these rocks and stuff in it. And I could see like from watching the men, like when they're on the brakes, you can get kicked by the rocks, and as soon as you leave the air, you can't brake. Yeah. So then that's also not ideal. So on paper, really, it's like really scary. Like, and then you go into a corner, and that's like your one saving grace. So there's a berm at the bottom, and you just really want to like aim for that. So it can't go too fast, can't go too slow, and everyone hits corners differently. So as much as the guys are really helpful at Hardline, it's kind of tough to try and figure out which person rides the same as you, because there's the free riders, there's like the racers, and that's where like the learning comes in. Like after that experience, I could start to judge it for myself. So once I'd hit it the first time and I landed and I was like on the brakes trying to slow down, and then actually ended up inside in the corner and like just made it. I felt like I was going so fast into that corner and there was nothing I could do. I felt like I was braking, but when you brake, you lose traction. And then so I was picking up speed and then hit the corner. I was like, it was the most insane feeling. But then that was the beginning. Then I had to just go through the process again the next run, but with a bit more calm of like, okay, I can do this. And then, you just repeat it. And all week, I just, started to learn more and more, to the point where by the end of the week, I just felt like, I can do this. Came around the corner, like hit the corner, look up, think like, yep, I'm scared, but sweet. And then you just ride off of it. And it felt really good.
It's amazing. And there's a time constraint, right? You've got to get a full run done by a certain point in the week to be able to go through into qualies, finals. Yeah. And I think the weather window kind of shortened the amount of time available as well in 2025. So it was a bit of a battle just to get to the point of being able to do that full run, right?
Yeah. So it was a bit of a roller coaster because So there's a rule at Hardline, you have to do a full run before seeding, and that's top to bottom with every single feature. And if you think about it as like an event, that makes it a lot safer. So like everyone's done that before. But in terms of like a World Cup, it's like you have to do 2 runs, and then you can do your qualifying. So seeding at Hardline just puts your position for the final run, for the finals. So everyone qualifies. But this has been a bit of a battle for me over the years because although it feels like quite a lot of practice, the time just disappears with like wind. Quite often, like the features, you can't run them in any kind of wind. And then also the rain, whenever the weather does change, like it did in Wales, the schedule gets brought forwards. So, or sessions just get cancelled for practice. So then it becomes like very tricky to complete everything in a full run before seeding. And it adds another layer of like stress. So although I was like having a great week in Wales, like ticking everything off, probably the fastest I've ever done it because I was just feeling determined. And the other women were doing so good too. So Hannah, like the 2 of us had ticked off every single feature before seeding. So the seeding was on the Saturday and we had that in the afternoon. So all we had to do, not all, but we had to raise. We had to do like every feature in a full run. So I felt like it was achievable. I was like, like we have hours to do a full run. So I could do a couple runs and like, do a warm up.
Yeah.
Not just go straight into it and like, work through it all. And also there's a bit of a difference between getting a toe into a feature and then also doing the feature by yourself.
Yeah.
So following Harry is like super reassuring because he sets the speed. And I also trust his judgment in a way, if it's windy, then like he would probably pull out or, and it just lets you mentally be like calm, like through things. Takes away, it's like some of the controls almost.
Yeah.
So definitely for a first hit, I'm like love following people because it feels a lot safer. But then, after a couple runs, it's like doing that feature for yourself is great, but then doing it in a full run, you can't get a toe. So we had a couple hours to do a full run, and then the Friday after we finished practice, because of the weather forecast, Red Bull made the decision to then bring seeding forward to the morning. So it was because it was going to be windy in the afternoon, which is totally understandable as an event. That makes sense. But then for Hannah and I, it was like we got told that was our week done because we hadn't done the full run. So there was no way we could go up in the morning for our seeding run and do a full run, hit every feature, no toe. And also the forecast was for it to rain overnight. So not only will we be doing everything for the first time all together in a full run, but also in the wet for the first time, which... I said to them when they approached us and told us, I had a bit of a cry because I was like, all this build up throughout the week. And then like Tasmania the year before, I was like, now it's all disappeared. Like all my expectations of like, I finally like figured this out, like just gone. But after I had a bit of a cry, I was like, okay. I told them I really want to have the opportunity to ride, like regardless of what happens. Like I am really scared to ride in the wet and do a full run, but I want to do it. Like I want to go up and at least give myself like the best opportunity to get a full run. And they said no. and Hannah was pretty chill. She was like completed what she wanted to for the week. So she was a bit more relaxed about it. So she was like, yeah, I'm happy with the decision. Like, yes, it's dangerous. And like, yeah, she was like happy to call it good, but I showed a bit more interest of like, no, I don't want this week to end. Like if the weather changed, like, could we have more practice? Could we like, trying to negotiate, but we kind of went to bed with the decision that we weren't going to ride. And then, after the accommodation, after chatting to actually Ronan and also Teo and Duran and like some of the girls as well. I was like, they were like, just put your kit on tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. when we're getting up, and they're like, just come and like just you know, like say you're gonna ride. And I was like, oh, I don't know, like I feel really lucky to be here and I don't want to like rock the boat at all, because it's a big risk that Red Bull takes, like with the weather, and like I really don't envy them organizing these events. So they have a lot of tough decisions to make, and ultimately they just want everyone to be safe. So yeah, it was kind of an internal battle, and yeah, but the next morning I did it. I just put on my kit, and Hannah was there, and we just went to the event. And when we were there, we had a chat with Red Bull, and they were like, okay, like you can go up and ride. And like, it just came down to that decision. That was it. Because if they didn't let me go up, and I ended up doing a full run, and even when I was at the top, I was like, I'm just going to see how the conditions are, because like, who knows what it could be like. It might not be rideable after all the rain. But yeah, because they let me ride, then I managed to do a full run, and then I got to do Hardline, which was the most incredible, like felt better than a World Cup in a way, because there was so much on me to do it like throughout the whole week. Whereas at a race with a World Cup, I'm not really stressed about features. It's not like that process. It's more of like, not that World Cups are all the same, but it's interchangeable of like, okay, I didn't have a good race this week. Next week I'll try and do better.
Yeah.
And there's that progression, and there's always going to be another World Cup. Whereas the past couple of years at Hardline, I felt like there's just like, it was on my mind. There's only one there's only one Red Bull Hardline Wales. Sorry. There's only one Hardline Wales, and it's like the most iconic, scary race like I could possibly do. And yeah, and it just took a lot to get there. And it felt, as soon as I did my full run, I felt like I'd won a World Cup. So, and that was before we even got to the race at Hardline. That was just the full run to let me get to the seeding. So.
Incredible effort. Where does the motivation come from to push that hard? Like, is it an internal thing? Are you doing it for you? Is there a recognition that you're doing it for something bigger than that, for like the progression of the women's side of the sport, to inspire, you know, the next generation of females to come into this thing that we all love, and to show that these things are possible? Like, what's driving you to push that hard?
Well, initially when I went to Hardline Wales with Tanny, I didn't believe in myself. Like, I wanted to push myself, but I didn't really think it was possible for me to do the full course. So I went there to learn and like push myself. And it was Jess and Tanny who really inspired me, and like all the other women that I met through Hardline and got to know super well, that like we are more than capable of this. And Gracie, like we haven't even talked about Gracie, but yeah, watching them ride inspires me, and then I feel like we can help each other get down the track and start to race Red Bull Hardline. But it sounds pretty selfish. I think a large part of it is me, like,
I think that's fun. Yeah, it's not selfish.
When I'm on the track,
yeah, like
at Tassie or in Wales, and looking at a feature, and the thing like just absolutely terrifies me, but I want to do it. Like I want to prove to myself I can do it. Like the road gap in Wales is like, just looking at it, it's just something else. It looks like it's not rideable. Like unless you watch someone go off of it, it's just like insane. Like it's just too big. It's too high. It doesn't look like you can ride a bike off of it. And then, yeah, when you're sitting on your bike about to drop in and thinking like, you just have to really truly believe that you can. Like, yeah. And it just takes a lot of commitment. And I think I always leave Hardline, whether I've finished the track or not, with like a better sense of belief in my abilities, and like it teaches me so much about myself. So yeah, in that sense, I feel like it's 100% for me. but then doing a full run, and yeah, in Wales, I feel like it was for everyone else. It was for all the other women, but I didn't think I was going to be the first one to do it. I thought it was going to be Tanny or Jess or Gracie, or Hannah or Cami, but I thought we'd be up there together at some point. But yeah, that was for everyone else. And I think that's why I got so nervous before my run. And then even on my run, I had to stop and calm myself down a little bit, because I was like, I just felt like it wasn't for me as much. It because I want everyone watching to feel like they can do it too, because whether you're like hitting the biggest gap you've ever hit in your life, or you're just like flowing down a trail, like we're all just riding our bikes, and like I love the feeling of progression and like pushing past fear, but everyone has that. Like when you first got on a bike, you can hit like a tiny little drop and it's like the biggest thing ever. And I feel like Hardline's just the next level of that, and it's just always progressing, always getting harder. But like when people say, oh, you're so crazy and you take loads of risk, it's like, no, you take the same amount of risk, but you're just on, like, we're all on different levels.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, so it's something I love. Like, I don't get as much for World Cups, even though I love racing World Cups. But it's not as special.
Yeah, it's a very different thing. How did it feel to cross the finish line after that first full run?
Oh, like I started celebrating after I did the road gap, and then I went down and then through the rocks that were super slippery. I was like, started the traverse over before the boner log. That's when I was like, oh, we've done it. Like it felt really, really, really good. And seeing the girls at the finish, that was like what made it for me. I don't want to cry, but yeah, it was just a lot. Like it took a lot to get there.
Yeah, it was so cool to see everyone like run in, and like you could see what that meant like in the moment.
Yeah, it did, because I've seen what the other girls put into as well, and.
You're all right, mate. It's all good.
It's kind of like happy tears.
I get it. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Like it's definitely happy tears, but yeah, it's like really cool to see like everyone come together, like with Hardline, and even the women who work for Red Bull, like how much it meant to everyone. Like that was so special. Like, and even the broadcast, like the women who help with like the filming of Hardline, and they obviously go to so many different events, and it was just like really incredible to see how much it meant to everyone.
Yeah, it must have been pretty overwhelming. Like, and the response since, you know, like you've won MBUK Rider of the Year, like Pink Bike Performance of the Year.
Yeah.
All very well deserved, but like you're a pretty chill, like low-key kind of human.
Yeah.
So to have that suddenly, like, has it been almost hard to deal with some of that stuff?
Well, I feel like Hardline was it's kind of hard to put into words of like, I'm super grateful for the awards, of Rider of the Year and Performance of the Year and stuff, but it really is like not about me. Like I wish I could like show everyone that it was actually like all the like Cami and Hannah and Vaya who've put so much into Hardline to show like how strong they are, and like they didn't get any recognition like after Hardline. Like I feel like it focused way too much on me.
Yeah, okay.
Instead of it being like, which is nice. I'm so grateful.
But it's a team. It was a team effort, right? Like you say, it was Cami that got you through the Renegade.
There's no. I really couldn't see myself doing it without watching Cami go off it first, and really opening the door for us and Jess and Tanny, and so it's really, really nice to feel like everyone's celebrating my achievement, but really it's like Harry and Tanny and everyone who like really made it possible. But also I'm just really grateful that now there's been a run done that hopefully we have more of a women's field, and like it just opens up the door. Like when Tassie this year with Gracie, it's like she's so capable, and Millie just got very unlucky on the first practice session, but I'm really excited about her coming back to Hardline and us doing it together. Like that's the next thing for me. And it felt really good to like share my knowledge with her of like being to Tassie before and like explain how I approach things, and like that felt quite rewarding and fun. But
do you have a feel for, like, obviously you have a feel for the impact that you've had in the community, the race community of or race and free ride community of women's mountain biking at the high level. But no doubt you've had a huge impact, like way beyond that, like within the sport, within people that ride and beyond, right? You've made headlines beyond the mountain bike press.
Yeah.
Have you been able to like connect with that in any way? Do you have a feeling for like that side of it outside of the core community?
Yeah, I think mountain biking, it seems like it's my whole world and like your whole world, but then like it is quite niche as like a sport. So then seeing like the headlines and the amount of people that reached out like after Hardline is like really cool to see we can make a bigger difference like in the world. And I get recognized now for being like the girl that did Hardline, which is really cool, really, really cool. But I just, whenever someone comes up to me, I just want to show them that it's like, I'm exactly the same as every other female in the world. So it's like what we're capable of is like, it's unlimited. Like really, because I think, like you said earlier, people say like, oh, you must be crazy and like take loads of risks and stuff and like really confident. But I'm actually not. Like, I'm pretty unconfident in a lot of ways. But Hardline's like where, and racing as well, is where like I've learned a lot about myself. And I think if you're happy to fail, like the first couple of years at Hardline, not getting to complete a run, but still like enjoying the process and like, yeah, that's the biggest thing is like women just pushing themselves and out of their comfort zones and seeing that it's possible and like not seeing like Rachel Atherton winning every race in a season. It's like you think that she would just be some superhuman, that she's like not, yeah, she's an alien or something, but she's not. She's a mum and she's like super friendly and super, yeah, and Tanny. It's like it's hard from social media, I guess, to like really connect with people, but when you meet them in person, like all the women who race World Cups, they're such strong like personalities, but they're also really kind and like, yeah. So I think the impact of Hardline has been like nice for people to reach out to me, and then I can talk to them back and just tell them that it's I'm completely normal, and it's like, yeah, and it's, yeah, to just keep pushing yourself, and yeah, and even if you're scared, it's okay.
Were you able to take some confidence from what you achieved there? Like, I feel like coming into Medina Hardline this year, like you were leading from the front. Like it felt like maybe there was a bit more, not swagger, but like you had some confidence. You're like, I know we can do this. I'm going to help this crew get through it. Like I felt like you took that role. Yeah.
Well, Gracie's the veteran in Tasmania. She's done it twice, but I also, I came in from Wales feeling like a lot more like solid in my approach and like feeling like we had it. I wrote down like my goals for the week, but almost like they had already been done. So I said like it was so fun like celebrating with the other women at the finish because we all completed our runs, and that was like one of the highlights for me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna manifest it. Basically, it's gonna happen. And we got there, and yeah, Gracie and I managed to do a full run. But I was blown away by like Michaela and Jess and Millie, like their approach, and I wanted to help them as much as possible. But it's their journey, and it's like up to them, like what they do and they don't do. But I think they did everything right. Like they were riding committed, and they also like played it really safe in terms of like, oh, okay, it's windy, we'll go do something else, or like we'll work together. Can I get a tow? And like who they asked for a follow, and like, yeah, I think they all did incredibly well. And yeah, success for me last week was like us all getting through the week safe and like also celebrating. Like hopefully, I wanted all of us to get through, but I know that's the future. Like Tasmania is such a good gnarly track, but it's like more of a racetrack than I think Wales is. And they left all being really happy and stoked. So yeah, Millie was just, her biggest regret was just not being able to ride for the rest of the week. Like she wasn't worried about being sore or like anything. Like she just really wanted, like she said it was the best day ever. So before she crashed. And Jess like battled some demons with like getting injured at Hardline in the past. Like it takes a lot of strength, and like she's so brave to come back and do it all over again and like put herself in like harm's way just because she's got. You should interview her and be like, what is your drive? Like, yeah. And Michaela, it's like she's known for racing World Cups, but
yeah, she sort of inspired you a bit because both from the same hometown, right? She's part of the reason you went racing World Cups.
Yeah, we both started riding a bit later on than like most people. But yeah, when I was here with COVID, I remember just watching the World Cups and Michaela was killing it. Like she was really like going for it. And I was like, that inspired me to come back. And I was like, I really want to race too. And like, well, Michaela's doing it. And so I literally have no excuses. And and it's been sick watching her progress through World Cups. And then also like, she came to Wales last year and was on the side of the track working for Endura, I think it was. And so I was chatting to her throughout the week and she was like, wow, she's like, I really want to do this. And she was like, said it was really good watching us work through the features. And it kind of gave her an understanding of how to do it. And I was like, yep, you've got this. Like she's such a good rider. And I feel like at World Cups, there's a lot of people who go under the radar because they don't have the best race run or the best quality run. And then they're just like, you just think, oh, they haven't qualified for the race. So obviously like everyone else who has is like a really good, like a much better rider. But then when you actually watch in practice and you see like the level of the women who don't qualify, it's really incredible, like the depth of field at the moment. So, and I feel like World Cups weren't showing what Michaela was capable of.
100%. Yeah. What she pulled out at Hardline Tassie was just mind blowing. Like the process, the way she worked through it, no unnecessary risk, fully focused. Yeah. It was really cool to watch.
It's nice to see her like find her groove with it. I think this really suits her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And her approach is like, she's quite like confident in the decision. I feel like she would hit something and then instead of getting too excited and just blowing through everything else, she would just like, she'd stop, take a minute, like reset, and then like, okay, now I'm going to go do this. And I was like, I wish I was like my first hardline, I wasn't like that. I was kind of just like going wherever it took me. And like, yeah, I think this is going to be, kind of her thing. Like hardline, if she wants it, which I think she does. She said she had the best week.
She seemed pretty stoked with it. So yeah,
which is
crazy
great.
Not to. And 2025, like you had the change of Millie coming into the team. And I feel like for both of you, that's been like an incredible thing. You seem to get on so well.
Yeah, I got a little taste of having like a female teammate with Farrell. But when we started, that was my first season on a team. And so it was a bit like, I was so much going on. And so just figuring out myself and like how to race. And Vera's so experienced as well. She's done racing for a long time. So she just had her processes and it was all done. And then, after that, when I joined the team with Joe, it was the first thing I said to him about like, could we have a female at some point? So I've got someone to ride with in practice and kind of do it together, you know? And he actually was super open to it, but it just didn't happen until last year. And he couldn't have picked a better person. Like we're so opposites in so many ways, but I think when we come together, it's like we can help each other a lot. She's like super organized and like focused, and she loves going fast. Like the faster the better. She's so comfortable at speed. And whereas I'm a bit more relaxed like throughout the race week, and a bit calmer, but then when it comes to the tracks, like when we ride together, you know, it opens up and she just takes off. And then when the track's change and it becomes a bit tighter or some awkward corner or feature, then I like feel like I excel a bit better. So having her has just been incredible. Like not only is she super positive and like lovely and so good at riding, like it was driving me insane last year when she was in qualifying, and I was like, I just don't understand. Like it got to the point where I didn't want to say to her again that I'm like, you can't, like you're more than good enough to qualify, because for the first couple of rounds she wasn't, because it doesn't help when someone's telling you like you can do it, like you're more than good enough when the result isn't changing. And so I was like trying to think of better ways to like help her, but really it was something that she had to work through herself, and she did. And it was and then getting a podium, like that was it was a good moment.
Cool. And on paper your best World Cup result of the year was Andorra, which I wouldn't say was your track, right? But
no,
from run one, I think you guys did the follow cam because Joe was injured. and it was you and Millie together, and you could sort of see like that you were both lit first lap. Like, what went on there? Was it literally having that opportunity to be with Millie and get comfortable at that pace, or?
Yeah, I think as like when she first suggested doing the first run, full run kind of thing, I was like, oh, I don't know, like there's no warm up. We even did it in Latwil when it was a brand new track. And Ollie's always said, like, you know, first run, like the goal is not to stop as much because you just get caught up looking at things. So we're like, actually do a warm-up run to roll through. But he was like, yeah, you can stop if you want, but just don't stop everywhere. But Millie was like, no, let's do a preview. Like, we'll just go full in. Like, yeah, just do it. And I initially pushed back on it at the start of the season, and now I just love them. Like, it's so good just getting into it. And riding with Millie, it's like, doesn't feel like a race. Like the first run just feels like it's our run. And it reminds me why I love racing so much. So I'm like, yeah, just enjoy it. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I feel ready. Now we can like start focusing on bits of track. And it's just like, yeah, it's like probably my favorite part of the week is just doing my run with Millie, like at the start of the practice. And Andorra, I just felt like the track's pretty fun. It's not like crazy difficult to suss out the lines. So I felt like even more like relaxed when we did our first lap. And she was just on a heater. Like, yeah, there was no stopping her. like Ollie and I could see it, I think, before we even did quali, but because she struggled at the start of the season, we didn't want to like put too much pressure. You know, when you tell someone you're like, you're looking really good, and you're like, then they're like, oh, I'm looking really good. Like, yeah,
it changes things a bit, right?
Yeah, there shouldn't be any expectation.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put any expectation on her, but yeah, she was dropping me. So she was, which is, it's good. I was like, see it, like, as soon as it opened up, she was just gone. So
impressive stuff.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by her. She's such a great rider, and she's raced for a long time, but I think she's a good like example of how you never stop learning with racing. Like, you're always like have a different challenge each week, and then it's like how you overcome those challenges that like make you a great racer. Yeah, and the same with hardline. It's a bit more extreme, like the challenges. But yeah, I think it really does help. And she had such a good time in Tasmania before she crashed. But I think that's also like she's just gained even more experience from that.
And first broken bone for Millie as well, right?
Yeah, but I said to her, I'm like, didn't you break your finger last year? And she was like, yeah, it doesn't count though because it's just a finger. I was like, that just shows how tough she is. Like, she's like, nah, it's not even a thing.
Brushes it off.
Yeah, so first like proper broken bone for her.
Amazing. Yeah. She'll be back, no doubt.
Yep.
How do you review your like performance for the 25 season from a World Cup perspective? Like, do you sit down at the end of the year and look at what you've done and then refocus on like what you want to change in the off season? Yeah,
so thanks to Ollie, this is like very structured and organized. So yeah, at the end of the season, well, after every single race, we do like a review. So like write down like what we did well, what we could improve on, like what I thought was like the like key takeaway from the race. And then at the end of the season, Ollie and I go through like each one of the races and like have a bit of a summary. And I'm trying to think now. I should know this. I've been a bit distracted by hardline recently, but we did go through and set some goals for 2026.
Have you changed much about your preparation, your approach? Like, what are you doing differently this off season? I did my first ever VO2 max test. Okay. So at the end of the season, I went to the UK and we did like a fitness test. Yeah. And it turns out mine's is the worst in the team. Okay. Yeah. So I had my suspicions because I don't love pedaling, but like I do love being outside and like riding my bike and everything. But I did that, and then Tom was like, yeah, you can definitely improve on this. Okay. So it's almost like it was such an almost relief because now I'm like have that to focus on, and if I can like improve my VO2 max and then improve basically my capacity at races, so that's like a really solid thing to like aim for. Yeah. So I've been doing lots of zone 2 riding, which has been fun. But I was super honest with the team of like, I love the training, but I hate like the intervals. Okay. So we switched up a bit. So I'm doing like more intervals with like
on my bike, basically on the pump track or on my motorbike, because I love those two things.
Yeah.
So we've kind of like come to a cool compromise where the training's more motivating for me because I enjoy it, and then it also is still going to help me get to my goals.
Yeah.
So that's been quite fun. Yeah, and then one of the things I changed, as we spoke about, is I want to do more testing and understand and have more confidence in like all the settings I'm running and like how to change it for next year, because we have had so much change over the last couple of years, and I just want to really like feel dialed.
Yeah, it's nice to have that familiarity of the Nukeproof and RockShox thing again, but there's still, the products have moved on, things have changed from when you were last with them, so getting that dialed is challenging. Are you doing that like solo out here? Have you got team camps coming up? Like, what's the steps from now to round one?
Well, SRAM and RockShox are in Queenstown at the moment, so we're going to do some testing next week.
Sweet.
Which I'm really excited for, because I think they've got so much experience, because they've been around for forever, but also they've worked with so many different teams, and like I guess for them it might be a little bit newer working with the Nukeproof frame, because all the frames work differently, but at the same time, I'm sure we're gonna get to a good spot. Then I'll do at least Crankworx Rotorua before I leave to go overseas. But the team, I think, is doing a suspension week with RockShox in Tennessee.
Okay.
But that clashes with Rotorua, so I think I will stay this side of the world.
Yeah, it's a challenge because you are the furthest away member of the team, right?
Yeah, it's like a funny thing because it's like out of choice, but then also I'm like, it would be nice to be closer, but you know, now that you've been here, you can see like whenever I'm here, I can actually unpack my bag, like, and feel like really settled. And even going away to Tassie and then going to Rotorua, it's still like I've got structure, routine, got like my community of people around, which I don't get to see for 6 months.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like always try and stay here as much as I can, and just have a lot of routine. And then I'll go to, I think after Korea, there is the option to go to Europe or to come back here. So which is good.
Yeah, happy athlete is a fast athlete, right? Like you've got to...
Yeah.
Yes, it's your job to go fast at World Cups and to do well at hardline and all this kind of stuff, but you've also got to be happy with it, right? So your training's got to somehow be enjoyable to you. Your life away from the races has got to be a good thing, right? Like you got to have that positive energy. Yeah,
and I think it's nice to, like, the racing and the traveling is so much, it's really fun and like get to go to all these amazing places, but it's a lot of like unstructured, like there's so many travel days and like so many things that are like on the move. You can't really keep the same routine as much. So when I'm here, I feel like I can actually just relax and like have more of a normal life for the 6 months.
And you know where everything is, right? Like you know where your gym is, you know what equipment's in your gym, like you're ready to go. Whereas on the road, you've got to find somewhere to go. They might not have the thing you need. Like, I think people underestimate how hard it is for athletes to stay focused and tuned between events. Yeah. And there's that balance of like also trying to keep a training, like keep training throughout the season as well, but not too much. And like, like you don't know where the gym is, or you need to find some kind of equipment, or even going to the shops and you're like trying to Google Translate something to try and figure out if you, to get the food that you want. And it's like, it brings on like a new challenge. So for those 6 months, it's like, so much, so many new experiences, but there's a lot of like decisions to make. And whereas when I'm here in Queenstown now, like life is just at a different pace. Yeah. And there's so much riding to be had here, but it's also like there's no real stress. Like it's why I love it so much, and I look forward to coming back. Pretty much as soon as the last race is done, I'm like, come here. And being around people as well that are like, there's so many incredible bike riders here and people, and they're not caught up in racing or competing or anything like that. So it's like interesting when you hang out with different people and they have different priorities. And instantly I feel like, although racing's like my whole world, it's not like the bigger picture. Yeah. It's easier to take like a step back when I'm here. And and the same with hardline. Like it means a lot to me, but it's just like one small part of the big world. It doesn't define you. No. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's a very positive community here. Like everybody's very supportive. everyone wants everybody to succeed. Like there's a real uplift from the community.
Oh yeah. I think it's like the Kiwi way, because I did race a bit before coming out here. But when I started racing the nationals here, that's when it blew my mind of like people are so incredible, like they put so much into things, like so passionate about riding, and yet like they're not stressed about the competition. They're not like it's me or you. It's more like everyone together. And that like you go to a national here and they don't have tents. They just sometimes you just like, you know, at a British national there'll be like so much put into it, and it seems like a lot more like professional in a way. And then you come to New Zealand and it's like people will just ride in like their work clothes and like go to national races, and they just show up, and it's like they still do just as good, like all the hard work and preparation, but they don't like worry as much about all the other things.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kiwis are pretty chill.
They are, for sure. It's not a bad place to be for that. And I feel like I don't think I've ridden anywhere on the planet where the percentage of women on the trails is as high as it is here.
Yeah, I felt like that. My first experience at Queenstown, I remember coming to the bike park and there was like other women in the queue. And I was like, wow, that's like, well, for an example, when Michaela and I raced Scottish downhill races, it was maybe like max 5 of us in our category. And funnily enough, like almost all of us have gone on to race World Cups. So I feel like it was a good crew. But you know, without Michaela and Phoebe and Heather Wilson and stuff, I'm like, I would have felt really alone. Yeah. Like as much as cycling is so inviting and like the community is really supportive, like the guys I met at the SDAs were lovely as well. It's like nice to feel like you have your own community as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So the same with Hardline. I feel like what Jess did was incredible because she went by herself to Hardline and no one had done it before, and she just put herself out there. Whereas now we've got like a women's field, even though it's quite small, but I just want it to get bigger and bigger. And there's so many women who are capable, and like, yeah, I think that's the way forwards really. It's like, yeah, more and more. And so with Queenstown, when I got here and there was like women in the bike queue and there's women cycling around through town, it was like eye-opening for me that this is like, oh yeah, like we are all, like there's a huge population of women who just love everything I love about cycling, and yeah, it makes you feel part of something much bigger. So yeah, I think it's the Dirt Town Queens. There's like a cycling club here that's all women on Facebook, and they really encourage each other, whatever level. I think that must have made a big difference, because I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it's interesting, because it does feel different to other parts of the world, for sure. Yeah, in that kind of gender balance.
It's just standard. Like did I ever tell you when my friend went for a ride here and he said that he went to one of the gym parks? Have you been to Wynyard?
Yes. Yeah.
And you drop in at the top. He said that he was just cruising through Wynyard and he was like, oh, I'll do a couple laps. He got there and there was a Dirt Town Queens ride on, and he was completely outnumbered by like 30 or 40 women. And he actually felt uncomfortable and left. And he was like, oh, I just felt like I was like intruding or whatever. He's like, I don't know, it was just unusual. And we chatted about it. And I was like, isn't that interesting that in other parts of the world, that's what a woman feels like? That like she'll go to like a jump park or I don't know, like get in the queue for some uplift and there's 30 to 40 men and she's only female. And like, it's not that people aren't welcoming or nice, because all those women are amazing. But he just was like, oh, suddenly it's like I'm the only one. But I think that's changing. So like everywhere I go now, there's like more and more women getting into cycling, and like we've got such great role models. And yeah, and there's like female events that just encourage like a nice safe environment to get into it, so that if you're like the one guy at a jump park and there's 30 women, like you don't feel as alone because you can join like a men's only session or, you know, the opposite. Like, so then you can feel confident, and then you don't feel like when there's 30 or 40 people who are men, it's like, oh, you can just chat away to them, and you know, like, yeah, everyone's just really friendly. Yeah,
it's a very cool place.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about then this year? Like what are you looking forward to?
Korea. I'm really looking forward to going to like a brand new venue and like a brand new track. And I've never been to Asia before, so it makes me feel really grateful that I get to race World Cups and like really travel the world, and I get to do it with like my incredible team. So yeah, Millie's going to be back by that point, and we've got Camden joining. So this year, so
fast Kiwi pinner.
Yep. He's got a lot of style on the bike as well. He's like not just a racer.
In La Tuile, and he seems to have a good energy as well.
Yeah, he's very Kiwi.
Yeah,
he's great, and it's going to be cool for him to like see him travel the world and explore and like basically like grow as well as a person, because it does like it's a lot to take in, and yeah, it's going to be fun showing him around. And Oscar as well, he just got to Queenstown, so
yeah, I saw him yesterday on Skyline.
Yeah, he's got this amazing energy. Like he's such a positive person, and works really hard, and like it was a pretty magical moment in Andorra last year, like seeing him qualify for his first race and like see it all come together. He did so good. Like Millie got her podium. Like Wamford, I don't know if he's going to be back in time. But yeah,
he's working back from his knee injury.
Yeah, he's got ACL reconstruction.
Yeah,
and so it takes a lot longer than you think. He's back riding, but it might be too soon. We'll see.
Okay.
And watch Joe as well. So
you think he's the silent assassin?
Yeah, he's had so much on his plate the last couple of years, and I honestly have no idea how he makes time to train and like really put his energy into racing. So like last year was pretty cool to see him do so many good results. Like there's not many people who can do that, and I don't think people see all the work that he puts in behind the scenes. Like it's a lot, and him to make the team environment so fun whilst also having so much stress is unbelievable.
You do have a lovely vibe as a team. Like I got to spend a little bit of time with you guys in La Tuile and sort of got to see that, you know, out of the pits, like how you guys operate. And it's got a real nice, like family, like open, comfortable feel to it, which must make a difference when you spend so much time together. Like we were saying, it's like 6 months away. Like at least I think it's over 5 months of racing, and there's always things that pop up, like challenges with logistics, or things just don't go to plan, or like someone gets injured, and that's when like our team just pulls together and everyone like really mucks in. Like our van broke down on the way to Lenzerheide, and then the team van picked us up, so Stout and Andy, like two amazing people as well, and then that van broke down and we're towing the trailer for the team, so then everything was inside the trailer, and we were still like over an hour away, so then Joe had to empty the van that he drove with team kit and then drive to us, and it was like after midnight by the time he got to us, and then we had to load up with the things that we needed and then drive there, and it just like the whole week we were managing, trying to get all the team stuff, and just a lot. But yeah, that's when I really appreciate having good people around, you know, like people who just deal with it, like roll with the punches, and like are really positive and in it for like the right reasons, because it's more than a full-time job. It's like it's your whole life, like for 6 months. Got to be all in, right?
Yeah, all in, and like really driven and happy, and yeah, it's cool to see. I wish there was more like behind the scenes stuff. I don't know how you would do it, but like when you see what goes on through races, it's not just the result and the end footage like of the week. It's just like the tip of the iceberg on like everything that goes into it. But yeah, I think our team's got a good like dynamic of different people from all over the world, and like a good positive like attitude, and we chatted before going on mic, but they weren't that on board with me doing hardline initially, and I've worn them down over the years. Mainly out of caution, I think, because like me not finishing my run in Tasmania last year, I think showed Joe and Ollie that like I am more risk averse than everyone thinks. And like, yeah, I do really care about like finishing my run, but also really want to be safe. And like the big picture for me is racing World Cups as well, and trying to manage being safe at hardline and also getting through everything is a big ask, but then racing is also there, and it's like, yeah, it's I think they complement each other. But it took a lot of faith, I think, from Ollie and Joe to really like let me and Millie go to Tasmania, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, good on them, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. We've got a couple more hard lines, I think, this year. We've got a whole series of World Cups. It's going to be a busy year.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for your time, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure to sit down and hear about what you've been up to, and see how much some of this stuff really means to you. So yeah, thanks for sharing it, and best of luck for the season ahead.
Thanks, Chris. It's been really fun chatting. I think this has been the most chill one yet, although this is the one that I cried at. But yeah, I think, I'm really glad you're at the races, and I hope everyone supports so you can keep coming.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Right.